Next up is the CPU. So in this particular case, our CPU is an AMD Threadripper. In this particular case, it's the 7965WX. I apologize for not having all of these memorized, but when you start going through all these parts, there's a heck of a lot of numbers to rattle off. Now, very, very important piece of the equation here. So for one, we mentioned that our motherboard supports 128 lanes of PCIe 5, which is really important for all of our speed, interconnections, communications. So if we were capable of slotting a CPU in there that can only support, say, 24 lanes, that would be a disaster. We would have all this infrastructure, but we wouldn't really have a heart that's capable of serving it. So the first thing with these Pro Threadrippers is we have 128 lane support natively right to the CPU. So now that big beefy infrastructure of a motherboard that we have something that can actually serve it. This particular one, the 65, has 24 cores inside of it. And you're going to see, and if you build one of these, you're going to be tempted at some point. All these other Threadripper versions that scale up the number of cores. In most cases, investing thousands and thousands of dollars into more cores probably isn't going to serve you, at least in a build like this. During traditional inference and when an LLM is operating, the CPU is usually just sitting in the back room having a cup of tea, hanging out. So when you think of AI workloads, a massive, massive amount of it is falling onto the GPUs themselves. They ramp up, they go crazy, they're drawing all the power, and the CPU is sitting in the background kind of having an espresso and just asking people how things are going. What we really wanted here was the lane support, the PCIe 5 lane support, that total bandwidth, and we don't need more cores than what we have in this particular case. Even if we wanted to do things like training or fine-tuning, we're still really not going to get bit very hard by having 24 cores versus some of the other ones which just scale up from there. I think it might be like 32, 64. I think there's a really crazy one that's got like 100 cores or something like that that might be like $12,000. For that money, you could be buying more RAM, you could be buying an additional GPU, you could be doing a lot of things in the world and for your build other than upgrading a CPU. My last note on it is, my analogy is, if you really maxed out the CPU on this, and you'll see this, you'll see builds where maybe they've got like the 7995 slotted, on something like this. You're just maxing to max. You're going to have a CPU that 99% of the time is not doing anything relative to its potential. It'll just be this really expensive, really fancy, lazy component that kind of just sits there in the back taking a nap and telling everyone how great it is and what it could do if only it had the opportunity. Save your money. You absolutely want the Threadripper Pro. You want those lanes, you want that support. But I wouldn't go core maxing on a build like this. But that's the CPU.